Hi everybody, this is your week 1 wrap-up. So one of the things that we talked about this week were the potential benefits of equity. And we did discuss a few things here, and one of the things is that equity does not need to be repaid. It tends to be very long-term in nature, and it could result in some interesting and resourceful partners and advisors, but that's sort of the same set of drawbacks. Those additional owners will eventually want to cash out and potentially want influence or control, for better or for worse. In addition, we have to recognize that there are different share classes that influence liquidity, as well as ownership and control and proportional structure of the ownership classes. So another source of financing, of course, is debt. And one of the nice things about debt is that it's very, very inexpensive, or at least it can be. It's a source where when interest rates are low, the cost of financing could also be low, and it's also a natural disciplining device. In other words, it acts as a mechanism for management to be astute about paying attention to its costs. Some potential drawbacks, of course, are that it needs to be repaid and at a very specific set of guidelines, which could limit the operating flexibility of the organization. And therefore, it could increase the financial risk of the business. And then finally, there are a lot of different types of loans and loan features that we need to be aware of. Okay, and last we had hybrids, and as you recall, those are mixes of instruments that have both features of debt as well as features of equity. And the nice thing about hybrids is, number one, it aligns the interest of both business owners and the investors or lenders more closely than traditional sources of financing, but they can add layers of complexity, making it a little bit more difficult to try to puzzle out whether hybrid forms of financing are better or worse than traditional forms of financing, especially with the features that they have. So that ends this past week, and what we're going to be working on next week is essentially thinking about ideas and projects and the right way to forecast the cash flows and risk for new products and new ideas, as well as ideas to save on costs. See you then.